right, guys, this is literally a day off. It's Thursday, and this has been the first week that Joe has started back at school, so he's whooped. So we're going to show you what he does on a day off. After he does this, he'll do a few rounds on the reflex bag, and this is what he considers a day off. So we figured we'd just show you guys just to get a video up, and we'll see what he does on what he considers a day off here, which is push-ups every time. So you ready, son? Let's see if that gets you in there good. He's keeping his elbows close again, and we'll get some videos out where he does some wider push-ups and some decline push-ups and different things that he does. And he does floor crawls. And I believe next time we go into the gym, which will be tomorrow, I'm going to put him to doing some floor crawls. There's a room we have in there that we keep, they keep kind of empty for guys that are real serious. And they said Joe looked like he was real serious, so he could use that room too. So, well, that's what they said. And so I'm going to get him to doing, since it's an open, clear room, get him to doing some floor crawls. We'll have to take his gloves with him. How many did you get there?
I got 60 in total, so I was 30.
You got 60 in total. All right, good job. So you guys see what he does on his day off. He does 60 push-ups. I'm just kidding. He's going to do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you heard him. He's going to try to get down here and give 300. Now, he's wore out, man. This school is very difficult. Very difficult. So, but he's no running, nothing real strenuous, although push-ups are strenuous, but he's not going to do a whole lot today. This, and he'll do some reflex bag work, and I'll put a short up for that. And maybe tomorrow I'm going to get him into doing some excuse me, maybe to get him to doing some 1-2 punching and just some different things that you don't normally get to see him doing. A lot of people are, we just see hooks a lot. Well, he's in a peekaboo style that he trades in, and so he just more along the lines of hunting somebody down, but he's got a hell of a good crisp jab, and we're going to start showing that a little bit for you guys to see. We don't show a whole lot, but
19 minutes.
how many you got? 90. And how many?
Push-ups in 3 minutes. But I need to get 300.
Well, slow yourself down a little bit. You're going to kill yourself. it'll take you longer at the end, because you'll be, so
Take your time to do 15 or something.
pace yourself on however many you're going to do. He's claiming right now he's going to get 300 in, so we'll see.
If I do 14 sets of 15, I can get 300.
All right, well, do 14 sets of 15 then. Just tack it on as you go. Do it however you want to do it. It's your day off. So Joe's probably going to start doing working on some Saturdays and possibly some Sundays, so he can take some one or possibly 2 weekdays off, because his schedule is just blistering, and the school is taking up a lot of his time. And you're on day what, 3? That you complete day 4. You just completed today, so
Day 4, I got 2 projects,
yeah.
6 quizzes.
Yeah, so already day 1 was Monday, and he's had 6 quizzes, 2 projects he's had to start working on. It's a very involved school, and I'm just thankful to the good Lord that I'm able to afford it, and that he can do it in a homeschool way from Pensacola Christian Academy. They are an excellent school. And we love the school. He loves his teachers. He respects his teachers, and that's a big thing. And the schools behind him, they're like, "Oh my God, we want you to get a Olympic gold medal." I just start trying to, I know I keep harping on it, but breathe. Get your breathing controlled. I don't know how in the world you can go 2 minutes full on. And folks, this is something you don't see. I think I put one up. It was a minute and a half or almost 2 minutes that he's wailing on the heavy bag. And then he just walks away from 2 minutes of just plowing into it. And he's not even breathing hard. And he's breathing through his nose. And, but he'd get down and do something like this, or some other things. He can jump rope real good and not really get to breathing heavy unless he's really, really pushing it and really going for speed on the rope. And so he's finding his comfort levels and things, but I'm always breathe, breathe, breathe. And he's got it with his punching. Anything inside the ring that he's doing, he's got it, but we're still conditioning on the calisthenics and dumbbell work that he does. How many you got now?
135.
135? All right, you getting there. Just take your time. And see, it's all this boring stuff that we do show that doesn't get clicks, but builds one hell of a body for the style that Joe fights in. And of course, if you're 135-pound guy, you chances are you're gonna fight differently, and you're gonna do a lot of different things. One size does not fit all in boxing. I look in the gyms and I see everybody doing the same things. And when you're in a boxing gym, you go through the motions with the other fellas. But one size does not fit all. And when you get off to yourself, you got to do your own thing. And if you got good trainers and or coaches or teachers, whatever you prefer to call them, you got good folks around you helping you and guiding you through it. They're going to realize that, and they're going to say, "This guy is totally different from this guy." And trainers are a lot are limited because they got their specialties. I would be limited in the categories that we do. I show two ways. One of them is kind of a cross between Mike Tyson, Tommy Fury, and Joe Frazier. It's kind of a mix of that, and the other way that I can teach is like it's not really a Cuban style today, what people are calling the Cuban style, but the fella I would go look at would be Teofilo Stevenson, great amateur fighter. Could have possibly been a world professional heavyweight champion back in the day. They tried to set up a fight between him and Ali, and then they also tried to, which doesn't get talked about, but they tried to set up a fight with George Foreman and Teofilo Stevenson as well. But that doesn't get talked about quite as much. And George Foreman said of Teofilo Stevenson, as George Foreman was the sitting undisputed world heavyweight champion, that Teofilo Stevenson could definitely be a world champion. It's one of, if not the absolute greatest amateur heavyweight of all time. And I say heavyweight, but I actually mean super heavyweight. Because you got the heavyweight is 200 up to 200 pounds, and 201 plus is super heavyweight in Olympic boxing. We got a good neighborhood out here, and the association out here comes over a loudspeaker and will talk to us. What was he saying, Joe?
Was talking about a woman or something.
He didn't.
Will they fight?
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe there's a fight with a woman or somebody's done something. You don't look out the door and just make sure there's nothing going on in the park. If a woman's getting hurt, we'll go over there and sauce them down with the spray and beat the hell out of them if somebody's trying to mug a woman or something. Or is that a truck out here backing up?
There's a truck up here.
Oh, it's the truck that's doing the beeping. Yeah.
That sounds what the speaker sounds like.
I think it's the truck backing up.
There was a truck, but the truck's not doing it anymore.
Oh, okay.
You see? It's stuff.
All right.
Like the truck is stuff.
Well, then there's something going on out here. In Columbia here, folks, I don't want to get on these vents and want to show you what we're doing, but it's a hell of a place to live. A lot of muggings and things like that. And there should be a lot more muggings, thefts, and killings because there's no real law here to speak of, and absolutely no justice. And like he's wanting to do some policing or something. Anyway, just to give you an example, I wasn't really going to talk about this much, but it was yesterday morning. I ventured out by myself, didn't have Joe with me. And one of the grocery stores here that we frequent, we've been here, this is the second month. I go in there, I've been to another store, so I got a bag. And typically here they'll put some type of tag around your handles of your bag or something, just so you don't shoplift and put nothing inside of an existing bag. But I went in there, and this guy started going in my bag and pulling my stuff out of my bag at the entrance of the store. I wasn't even in the store. And I was like, hold the hell on. What the hell's going on with you? And he's like, that's the law here. And Joe and I done been in there, or me and my wife and me and Joe, we've been in this store 500 times in the past, and nobody's ever done anything like that to me. But I guess it was because I was alone. They thought they could hassle me, and that's what they do to gringos here. Foreigners, period. You know, you don't have to be a North American person. You can be from the UK, North America, anywhere, and they'll hassle you. So the owner came up to the front because I said, is there a manager here? Guy came up. He said, you can tell me what's, with the attitude. He spoke English. You can just tell me what's going on in English. I said, well, I will. I come in here all the time. We've spent a lot of money in here weekly. And he told me he'd just, and basically that's what I said. And he told me, after I told him, I said, man, you should know we're coming in here every week, multiple days during the week, and spending a lot of money in here. And that's a motorcycle if you hear that sputtering. And he said, I would prefer you go to the other grocery store, which is called a Plus or a Minus, and just take your business over there. You're not wanted in here. So, folks, anytime you're hearing about this immigration mess, and it's got to do with one of these Latin American countries, don't buy into it. They got no business up there because they don't know how to even treat each other, and they treat us like dogs. And our hospitality needs to stop. And of course, Joe and I have now, which is in this month, should be about a 5-month plan to get back to the U.S. We'll never come back here again, ever. And Joe just literally hates the people here. And it's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. If you heard the story on the immigration where we were sending Colombian illegals back to Colombia, and the president of Colombia raising Cain and saying, oh, that's undignified for my people. They can't come back in handcuffs. And he refused one of the planes. And but it's of interest to all of you, especially in the U.S., to note and full well understand that it was beneath their dignity to come back on a military plane or be handcuffed. But he's just put them all on the streets of Bogota, and they are reduced to begging and crying to even have food. They have no shelter, no food, no medicine if they were on medicine in the U.S. So these people don't even dignify each other, and we're just getting abused. So I was telling at the local store here, they really respect us and treat us very good. It's about a block from here, and they were telling Joe that I don't know what's wrong with our people. They were telling Joe, we know a lady, she comes in here all the time, she can't stand Americans, which means she can't stand Joe or I. So she was probably in there yapping. And the lady was telling her she didn't understand why she got deported because all she was doing was stealing people's identities
And banking info so they could.
and banking info so they could get their money. And she had no idea why that would be such a crime in the U.S. So, got to get those people out of there and get them back. Struggling a little bit now. That's good though. You're getting the good work in.
170 push-ups. 270.
270. He's got 30 more to go and you have 300 here.
322 minutes.
And how many? 20?
322 minutes maybe?
Yeah. Well, that's good time. And you know, it ain't like you're trying to kill yourself forcing it here. Now, if he was in the gym, had people around him, he would have got these 300 5 minutes ago or longer ago, possibly. And the style that Joe uses, I just want to tell you, when Joe throws jabs, for example, they are like Mike Tyson jabs or Sonny Liston jabs. Of course, Sonny Liston had the strongest jab known to man, in my opinion, but Joe's nowhere near that strong. He's strong. He's got a stronger punch than any other 16-year-old on the planet. I'd guarantee you that. But we're gonna maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna just videotape some of Joe doing some bag work off the bag. What we choose to show is what you've been seeing is a lot of just mimicking infighting, because that's what Joe does. He likes to fight. But he can damn very well box as well. And when he's going easy with like sparring people, because everybody's such big babies with him, even the grown men that are a lot larger than him, he'll play off of somebody. He's outside boxing from the outside more, because you can't really get on the inside of somebody or you'd half kill them. You got 300? All right, he's got his 300. So we want y'all to know that we love you. You did a hell of a lot of work for a day off, son. We love you, and we want to remind you and shout it from the rooftop that up in here, Christ is our King, our Lord, and our Savior, and we hope that He is in your home as well. And we will see you tomorrow, and be looking on here if you've seen this first, because we'll get some type of short video up that he'll do in just a little bit. That's all we're going to do today.